Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Monday Memo. And on today's episode, I'd like to share with you one of the key ways I found that finance and accounting teams can remain relevant, which is really to contribute valued insights, those that are delivered to the right people in the right way, the right time, and solving the right relevant problems. And I've written previously about how to go about doing this using a tool I've developed called the Productivity Insight Frontier. But really, how should we organise around this? And that's what I'm looking to sort of share with you today. Now, a brief synopsis of the Productivity Insight Frontier is that it really summarises that businesses tend to value some insights more than others. And it really suggests that the more valued problems, those issues, those questions, those that are relevant to the business and so need solving, they require that we provide and deliver deeper analytical insights. This goes well beyond the minimum of what traditional finance would typically do, like compliance or transactional accounting, and providing 100 different reports with little in the way of valued information. So where do we begin? The foundation to deliver those higher levels of value actually comes from the areas of expertise we've already developed. In compliance and control, that's the irony of it all. We're really strong in those areas, and we have to go through those as a necessary part of the journey to begin to earn the right to contribute insights with those higher perceived levels of value. So what I've done is I've broken down the productivity insight frontier into a number of different segments which relate to roles. And those finance teams wishing to contribute the highest value need to have team members capable of fulfilling those roles. And that's what I've done with the shaded bubbles. So if I start with the first foundational role, it's for the entry-level associate. As the role, the name suggests, it's more about foundational and reporting levels. That's what it's sort of targeted at overcoming and learning. And over time, they might pick up a bit of like analytical type work. Now, this isn't the most glamorous job. I mean, at my career, I started in the mailroom and then into accounts. But what you do get is an appreciation of the transactional flows, the data flows, the tools, the systems that are available. You get a sense maybe of understanding a few business trends and who's who in the business, and develop some maybe reports, simple reports that support the business decision making. And then over time, you might see that person progress to become an analyst. That associate has picked up the necessary foundational data skills around data collection and blending that they sort of bring into the analyst role to speed that element up if they still have to do a bit of it. Or you might find them advising other associates on where to go, so the knowledge keeps getting shared and passed on. But ideally, most of their time is focused on looking for the relevant data, translating these into financial impacts, using business cases, drawing up investment appraisal templates, providing variance analysis, contribution margin analyses, looking into key drivers and what that means for the business, and maybe explaining why things have been happening. Then the next level up is the controller manager. An analyst who does develop into that level would have a better finger on the pulse of what's going on in the business. They should be able to develop more of a surveillance type role where they're sort of operating like a financial CCTV system, with multiple cameras looking into the business, giving different points of view. It's a bit like those BI dashboards and artificial intelligence type tools that they can look into our organizational environment, seeking to pull out near real time what key areas we should be focusing on. And then the top level, where most of the time is spent on trying to understand the essence or the implications of what's really going on, what things might happen. It's really about risk and opportunity. So there's typically not so many people in those sort of director, VP, executive type roles, but in terms of making them more effective, that's when you see the use of things like predictive analytics, scenario planning, modeling, using what-if tools to position some ideas and options of how the business should choose to respond over the short, medium, and longer terms. And when you put it all together, what I found is that, once you get the team members aligned across those levels, you could then start developing checklists of the various learning outcomes you'd expect to see them when they're performing those roles, to either successfully meet, continuously exceed, or far exceed what's expected at each level. And if someone's hitting the far exceeds, that's an indication of how they should be leveling up. So I put up there an example of an entry-level analyst, but you should be developing these for each of the roles and the levels in the finance team. And so the Insight Productivity Frontier can provide a very useful framework on how we organise our finance teams, how we can start to incrementally add more valued insights, and ensure even the team members themselves are actually engaged in the work they're doing, so they can see a more valued career path for themselves and how they can make a difference in finance and accounting for themselves and for their businesses. And really, Strength in the Numbers is all about building. It's taking what we have and leveraging that so we can be better, more valuable, and remain more relevant. So, if you enjoy this episode, let your friends know. You can find more about us at sitnshow.com. You can listen to us on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and YouTube. And also, this is a community effort, so let us know areas you'd like to understand more of and develop it. And until next time, let's keep building our strength in the numbers and take care of yourselves.